Premier Boxing Champions is on a bit of a roll. Leo Santa Cruz, Carl Frampton was a excellent fight. Carl Frampton wins the decision. WBA title is now his. I got the full details on this good fight. From beginning to end, this was a good fight, and it's really starting. Hopefully this is going to be a continuing trend with PBC fights, because this was Saturday night's fight. On Friday night, we saw a great fight between Adonis Stevenson and Thomas Top Dog Williams. And that fight ended in the fourth round with a spectacular knockout by Adonis Stevenson. But if you remember, a few weeks back, we had the Thurman-Sean Porter fight, which was also great. Of course, there's been some smaller Premier Boxing Champion events here and there. We saw Vasquez, lose his first professional fight, Sammy Vasquez. So we've seen some here and there, but the higher profile Premier Boxing Champion events have been really good. Santa Cruz, Frampton, from the very beginning of the fight, these guys came out to fight, came on to put on a show. At the end of the fight, Frampton had mentioned that he wanted to make this a memorable fight. His fight against Scott Quigg was extremely tactical and very, very safe by both men. This fight, he came out looking to bang and looking to kind of show he has a little bit of a chin. Now, he took some good shots from Santa Cruz, but I thought that, and Santa Cruz actually threw more punches and landed more shots, but I thought that Frampton landed the more telling blows. In the second round, he caught Santa Cruz with a left hook on top of the head and sent him stumbling into the ropes. He didn't go down, but I thought that the punch was hard, and it was definitely if he had gone down, it would have been a legit knockdown. But I thought Santa Cruz was a bit off balance as well. I don't think he was really hurt. As a matter of fact, I don't think he was ever really hurt in their fight, period. He might have zinged Frampton a couple times, but I think what we saw was, in this fight, we saw that Santa Cruz is not really a devastating puncher. When he does finish guys, it's usually from cumulative punishment. Frampton's probably the sharper puncher, but I think Santa Cruz has the better chin. Frampton did some really smart things in this fight. He's usually a guy that throws a lot of jabs. He abandoned the jab, so to speak, in this fight, and he started to use a left hook that he could turn over that almost looked like a jab on the way, but he turned it over into a quick left hook. He used that to gain entry, to get inside, to throw more shots, because Santa Cruz is a longer fighter. And he countered over the top of Santa Cruz's jab with a hard right hand. He also was sneaking in a nice little sneaky uppercut. So foot speed was definitely edge in favor of Frampton, as well was the hand speed. But I thought that Santa Cruz really made a good account of himself despite losing the fight on a majority decision. I thought he made a good account of himself. He kept throwing the 1-2 combination that was getting through and finding Frampton as Frampton was trying to back or escape out of the exchanges unscathed. Santa Cruz was landing that shot fairly regularly, even though his connection percentage was much lower than it has been in his career. I think he landed 25% of his shots, and he threw over 1,000 punches, which is kind of something you come to expect with Santa Cruz. He's always a very busy fighter. I was impressed with both fighters' stamina, because this was an all-action fight for 12 rounds, and never once did it look as though guys were, slowing down, noticeably slowing down. So it was a really good fight. I did not like the judges' scorecard that had the 117 to 111 in favor of Frampton. I just can't see how this fight was too close for Frampton to have won by 6 points. That's kind of crazy. The 116-112, 5 points. The 116-112 was a little bit large, but I thought that that was obviously a little bit more feasible. The other judge had it 114-114 even, and I really didn't have a problem with that at all, because throughout this fight, there were sections where one of them would land a big shot, and the other one would come follow right back up with another shot that almost kind of erased the other one from your memory. So there was just a lot of back and forth action, and it was a really good fight. But I don't have a problem with Frampton winning. Probably wouldn't have had a problem if Santa Cruz had won either. So that's why I take some sort of umbrage with that 5-point scorecard, because that was a little bit exorbitant in my opinion. So, but like I said, nonetheless, very good fight. Not quite as good as Thurman Porter. So Thurman Porter is still my choice for fight of the year. But this one is, could certainly be nominated. But I would probably take Thurman Porter still at this point. What's next for Frampton? I don't know. Guillermo Rigondeaux was a fight I would love to see. I think Rigondeaux beats him. I think Rigondeaux probably knocks Santa Cruz out if they were ever to get in the ring. So there's some options. But either way, I don't think Santa Cruz's stock is falls in this fight, because, like I said, he made a good account of himself. Obviously, Frampton is starting to grow into more than just a star in Europe, in Ireland. So he is expanding things. If he can have another big-time victory over a notable opponent and do it on American soil, he's going to be an even bigger star than he already is. So, the really good section of time right now for fights, period. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Nobody probably is too hyped up about this Andre Ward-Alexander Brand bout coming up in the first week of August. But it is setting up the fight that most people want to see most, which is Ward-Kovalev. So we'll see what happens. In the meantime, I do appreciate you guys watching. God bless. Peace.